Alright guys, this is Martin here back with the last round of the daily event. Playing Ad Nauseam Tendrils, sitting at 2-1, needing to win this last round to go into prizes. Excuse me. You'll find the list that I'm playing underneath the video. And for this last round, it turns out I was up against Shardless Bug. Let's see here. Won the die roll. I'd like to start. You betcha I'd like to start. I keep this hand. This is a real sort of punt, I think, because I don't have any blue mana and I have like 3 blue spells just to boil it down. If I draw like a tutor effect, then I can like goldfish him if I'm not facing counter magic. But that's not until my next draw step. So I think this was a very loose keep, but I kept it nonetheless. And I just have to play out my swamp and pass. He goes Misty into Forest into Deathrite. Okay, so this tells us that we're either facing off against elves, which is good for us, or we're facing off against Shardless, which is not as good, but still pretty decent. I suppose like there is a very slight chance it could be some sort of Maverick deck that decided to run Misty as a fetch for whatever reason, but I don't think that's very likely. But Deathrite without a black mana source in play is not that big of a concern. So we just lock sack into a land. Good times. So we can fetch out our basic, because if it's Shardless, then we're up against Wastelands. And we want to ponder. And like on the surface, these are all good cards. Sadly, they are like it's too much redundancy. This is just more of what we're already doing with our hand. We don't need the third Dark Ritual, because if we get a tutor, then 2 Dark Rituals are enough, and we don't need 2 more cantrips. So I think I'm gonna shuffle this. And what do you know? Hello, Infernal Tutor. Okay, so basically now we can wait and then hope not to get discarded on our next turn if we are up against discard. Hope that our opponent doesn't draw a black mana source to switch on Deathrite Shaman. Hope that our opponent doesn't play a land and cantrip into, and there are too many things, I think, going against us waiting. Right now, basically, it's force of will or bust for him. And I don't think I think there is a lesser chance of him having it and a blue card than not. So I just want to go for it here. And they all resolve. Crack. Get past in flames. This is going to be one of those Xaxes. Flash back the 2 rituals. Get the tendrils. Boom, you're dead. Yep. Alright, so the downside of this is we didn't really get to see if we were up against elves or Shardless. And yeah, now we're back for game 2. And the thing about like not knowing is it really affects our board plan. I think bringing in Ad Nauseam is fine against both decks. I think it's necessary against elves, and Empty the Warrens is just like embarrassing against elves. I don't think we want to board that much else against either deck. We probably want like a Chain of Vapor to hedge against like annoying permanents off the like a Null Rod and Grafdigger's Cage out of Shardless. Like some elves lists at some point ran like Thorn of Amethyst, so that might be a thing. Have like a double bolt to my own face out to a Rurik Thar if that's the thing. So yeah, Ad Nauseam, one Chain of Vapor. I don't recall if I brought anything else out. Sorry, in, and I think I brought out the Empty Lorns, but I could be misremembering it. And we get this hand, and I think that's a keep, right? My opponent goes Catacombs into Underground Sea, and I think I remember being a little bit bummed here that it was actually Shardless, because I think I was sort of banking on elves. And he thought seizes me. Ugh. He takes a ponder. Okay, so this hand suddenly became a lot less attractive. Tutor's good. So lead on the Badlands. It's a little bit worse if we draw a Brainstorm next turn, because then we can't Brainstorm into a fetch land, but if he has a Wasteland, then I'd rather him take our Badlands. And we Duress. And he forces Duress. Having known we had two Duresses, having chosen not to take one of them. And we see it is Shardless. And here is where I get real tempted. Like, is that Petal going to be awesome for us later on? Could be, but probably not. And I want to see what he's protecting. Right, an Arcane Laboratory. This is basically Aethersworn Canonist, but we can't play artifacts, and it doesn't have a 2/2 body. Okay, so he doesn't have any more land, so it's kind of tempting to take Brainstorm, but I think, like, I'm pretty cold to the laboratory. I only brought in the one Chain of Vapor. If this ever sticks, I'm like very unlikely to get out from under it, so I take the laboratory, leaving him with Brainstorm and Shardless Agent. And he Brainstorms. Understandably, he needs to get a second land. He doesn't. He gets Brainstorm locked. Ouch. Okay. I guess there's a... No, there's not. No. Never mind. If I had a death right. Okay, so his land is Shardless Agent and two unknowns. Neither of which are lands. One could be a force. Seems plausible. Nauseam, Murph. Okay, that was a bit of an awkward draw. I could tutor for the Lineside Diamond. I think I would have done that if he hadn't played the Death Right last turn, or at least I would have considered it, but now it's just I don't want to throw out the tutor. That was his second draw step of a known card, so next turn he might draw land. I draw land. Okay, that's actually not very relevant. Yeah, I guess I just pass the turn and he gets to start going to work on my yard. My life total is no worry right now. It's more the fact that, like, my Past in Flames is vulnerable. He doesn't draw land again and just has to pass the turn. Ugh, my draws aren't exactly coming together, but I can afford to throw away a tutor now. Get another LED. He removes the tutor. Oh, I dropped to 16. He again whiffs on land. Okay, so either he's like just stocked up on counter spells. Although I don't think Shardless run that many. I know they only run the 4/4 in the main. I guess it's pretty likely he has like Flusterstorm or something, maybe Envelop to bring in out of the board. Huh. You know what? I feel like bouncing me a Death Right. Stop this and make it so I can use Past in Flames next turn. I think I'm going to do it in response to this activation, so that you can't, like, I don't know what he would be able to use. Flusterstorm I could just pay. But anyway, we bounce it. It's bounced. He finally draws another land, plays out his Death Right, and it just passes me the turn. Okay, time to draw something. I guess that's something. Alright, so we play out the Ponder. Hmm. What do we want to do here? Because it feels kind of risky, right, that he hasn't drawn anything in all those turns of not hitting lands. Although we need to get going, kind of. So I guess I want the Ritual. If he doesn't have Force or a Surgical Extraction, I guess, then we can just win from this spot. And does our position improve if we wait? Ad Nauseam is only going to get worse. Yeah, let's see. Just make him have it. And like, we have the Passive Flames, so after this we have 7 mana. I think I'm not gonna crack the second LED. I don't think so anyway. Let's have a look. No, I'm not cracking it, because if he does Force now, then I just crack it, and then we have 7 mana. I guess I crack it for, well, I mean, it's not great if we do it that way, because if we crack it, have 7, use 5 to flashback the therapy. Oh, sorry, the ritual. Then we have 5 mana and only 1 tutor, so we're 1 mana short. But I guess we can tutor for oh no, wait. So we flashback Ad Nauseam with the 5 mana floating and see how we go. So that's a good, I think, a good compromise. If he lets this resolve and he still has the Force, we can get, we can't really do much, right? We can get a, because then we need to, then he's going to force the Pass and Flames, and we need to Duress. We need the tutor to get a Duress. Takes us down to 3 to 6. But let's see. He does force. Oh, that's actually really good for us, because now we get to Ad Nauseam. If he had saved the Force, then I think we lose, because I can't get a discard spell. That only leaves me with 6 mana, and Pass and Flames takes out the, 5 of those, and I don't have a Dark Ritual, so he punts this. Yeah, he gets all jittery, fetches, but does nothing. And we get to Ad Nauseam with 0 mana floating, but I have not made a land drop. We get a Petal. Oh, this is lovely, lovely stuff. Our tutor is live, so we've won now. Might as well keep going a bit. There. Guess let's see, add another Arcane Laboratory. I guess that was coming down. And some creatures. So we win, but I think like our opponent got pretty unfortunate with him being Brainstorm locked. Mind you, we didn't exactly draw fantastically either, but still, I feel quite sort of ambivalent about the whole Shardless bug being a fantastic matchup for Storm. I don't think that's true. I think it's a good matchup. I think we're like favored, but not by not by a lot. I don't think it's like a 65-70% our favor. I think it might be closer to like 55, 58, 60, whatever, something like that. But yay! So we got to get into prizes at 3-1, and that's good. And I hope to see you around for another daily, and hopefully in not too long. Thanks for watching.